Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we've got a Two of Wands. I feel like you've got a kind of a big decision to make, a big sort of crossroads almost. I kind of feel like you're leading your life. Now, maybe you're leading a group of people, maybe you're leading something at work, but I feel like you're kind of the one that has to steer the ship, you know? I feel like this is you trying to figure out sort of what the next step on the path is. Okay? This is you maybe not even trying to figure it out, maybe just doing it, right? Not thinking about it, not trying to discern or to figure it out or to analyze it or to overthink it, but just to go. Just, you know, you can't keep going straight, so you got to either go left or right. What do? Just kind of use your instinct, you know? I feel like this is you really cranking the wheel one way or the other, you know, to continue on this journey. Okay? You're discovering your path as you go. I think you've taken a lot of charge in your life, a lot of power. I feel like you didn't always have this sort of assertiveness, but lately it's been coming through more. Okay? I think if we think about the last couple of readings, it's shown a lot more of your sort of confident involvement in the unfolding of your life. Yeah. And I think this is really good energy to see, and I want to see this sort of powerful, assertive, confident energy continue. Let's see where it might be taking you. Let's put these cards out and get some context, all right? Oh yeah, see, there's the star. The star is all about your path. It's all about you sort of discovering who you are and why you're here, right? Or who you are and where you're going. We've got the depth of your emotions there with the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups. Ooh, look at that. The Eon Judgment, Rebirth, the Reawakening. You're headed straight into this fiery doorway to an absolutely unbelievable future, right? Through this doorway, this is you waking up in a new reality, okay? Wherever this is taking you, I think it is unlike anything you've ever had before. Right? It's kind of a new universe, a new timeline, a new dimension, a higher plane, leveling up here. Okay, and the Two of Wands then becomes your decision, your power. You're the one holding the wheel and going in that direction. Okay, because it is your destiny. Because you have the clarity, you have that kind of that intuitive sense of where you're supposed to go and which direction to take. Again, no swords cards. We're not trying to figure it out. We're not trying to analyze it, you know, or calculate the decision. You're sort of trusting your feelings too, right? With this Queen of Cups. We've got Three of Swords. See, now come all the swords cards, of course. We have a Prince of Swords, a Ten of Swords, and thankfully, we've got some more cardinal energy. That is the higher air energy with the Adjustment or the Justice card. It's the Libra energy as sort of a check on all of this, all of the thinking here, right? Because, you know, Cancer, I feel like you are prone to overthink a little bit, you know? Especially when there are these really deep emotions, really intense emotions involved here, you have a tendency to sort of overthink them. And it's kind of, this is what we've got to battle against. because you're being sort of instructed to just kind of stay even, stay equal with that justice card, and just hold the wheel and drive right where you are kind of being led, and to not let all this air energy interfere with your path to this, amazing future. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is, we got some volunteers. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here with Kevin, aka Mr. Bates. Let's see what these volunteers were. I think I saw the Magician in there. We got a couple of them. We got the Magician, the Queen of Wands, more swords cards. Okay. I like I think we're going to keep the Magician up here, but we're going to put the Queen of Wands over here because this is water and fire. And what we have over here, water and fire, right? And of course the major arcana. So I think we'll leave that one over here. We'll put the swords all grouped together, which is, I think, with the ace and with the King of Swords, you are, okay, now I should say that these two are the same card, okay? The King and the Prince of Swords are that fixed air energy. But the Ace of Swords, right? We have a 10, we have an ace. It's kind of like you're getting a handle on your thought process. You're not overthinking. I think that this is really something that is, it's causing a bit of anxiety because of the 10 of Swords, because it is an ending of something. It's an ending of the previous part of the highway, that we're taking, we've got to really steer the ship to get through that fiery doorway. We're taking that exit off the freeway. And so it means we're leaving the freeway that we were on, right? And so it's kind of an ending. It's kind of something something is over. It's kind of like once we cross the bridge, we see the bridge sort of crumble and decay behind us. And that's a scary thing because now there's no turning back, all right? But we know that with the ending of one part of the path comes automatically, because the 10 is just a 1 and a 0, right? We get a return to the ace. It's kind of the ending is the beginning, is the beginning is the ending, and it keeps going, right? So I think that you're sort of like getting a handle on your thought process in that way. That you still have the sort of the tendency to overthink, the worried kind of energy, but it's not stopping you. Right? You're still holding fast to this path that we see on the path of the dove, which I think is honestly very, very good. So we'll take a look around the room here. Major arcana, yes, we've got the 3. We've got our fire. We've got our water. We got more fire here, actually, which is good. We do have air. Okay, a lot of air. And I think the air, and see what we don't have really is the earth energy. I think the earth is coming on the other side of this. This is really an internal process. This looks like kind of the energy that one would feel when they're just about to go through that sort of that doorway, right? We think of this, it's like you're almost at the point of no return. You're almost across the event horizon. You're almost over the threshold. Okay, and this is everything that's going on. We're kind of freaking out. We kind of have to just hold the wheel even tighter. I feel like you're really white knuckling it here, because we're going through and this is a scary thing, and this is shutting the door on everything that came before it. Your past life, all the previous energy, everything that we thought we knew about ourselves. Now the game is changing for you. We said in the last reading, you're going to need a bigger boat. Now you're in that bigger boat, and you're driving it through this gateway to this, I think, a super abundant future. Okay? And we see now we got that Magician card, which thankfully this is your ability to sort of channel the divine energy, which really is the starlight, right? We look at the star as sending the light down, and the Magician is now the perfect conduit for that light. That divine light is going in and then out to manifest on just as we see with the star card, it's coming in and it's being poured out. So what the star does is, first of all, illuminates what's going on within you. See, we want to be the Magician. We want to be the perfect conduit for the divine energy so that it comes in and goes out to the world exactly with no loss of data, no energy loss, no distortion, no static, no impedance, nothing, right? We want to be that clear channel. We want to be the magician. So the star first illuminates what's going on within us and shows us where our blockages are. And those blockages are usually mental and emotional, okay? I think some of them are your Two of Cups. I think that you have an attachment to someone or something that is kind of hard to give up. But I feel like it's a necessary thing that we're having to sort of move away from that. Okay, this is you, I believe, something that's tying you up emotionally. Okay, especially with these two here. I feel like the air, the thought process, the doubts, the questioning, the indecision kind of thing, I think that's also a knot that's kind of preventing you from being that clear channel of light. So the star card, once we get that full illumination and we start untying some of those knots, then a little bit of that light starts to spill out onto the path before us, and we know where to go. It's kind of like the runway is being lit up, and you know that you're coming in for a landing here. Okay, so we can sort of see how we're being directed to this fiery doorway of the future. Okay, but it's going to require this sort of, this work. This discovering the path requires us to discover where our entanglements are, where our knots are. Okay, and with the Queen of Cups underneath the surface here, you're somebody that has a lot of feelings, and I know that's kind of stereotype, Cancer type energy, but you really do. You feel big feelings, and the feelings that you feel, it may just be something that happens on the surface of the water, but it's just like that's just the tip of the iceberg. The rest of the iceberg is all down underneath here. So it's always something that happens in the external world that really sinks all the way down, and you kind of follow it all the way down to the bottom, and you really feel it fully. And I think that's why it takes Cancers generally a long time to get out of that feeling, because they follow it all the way down to the bottom. They figure they want to see kind of how big the iceberg is, right, before they're able to let go of that. So I feel that there's a lot of emotion in you. I think there's one thing in particular with this Two of Cups over here. There's one sort of entanglement that you have, which maybe it's a person, maybe it's a behavior, maybe it's a habit, maybe it's a lifestyle thing, maybe it's an indulgence, maybe whatever it is. There's something that you're attached to in an emotional way that you've got to let go of. You've got to throw that thing overboard. It's a heavy anchor. And that's going to allow you to go through this doorway. But I don't know what this is exactly. It could be a connection with a maternal energy. It could be a connection with a parent. Okay, it could be the reliance upon something. It could be an identification with something. And not to say that in order to move into your future, you gotta cut mom off, never talk to mom again. No, but there's some sort of influence. There's some sort of emotional baggage there, some sort of emotional tangle, some knot that needs to be cut, needs to be let go of. Okay, and I think that's part of that Ten of Swords as well, sort of getting out of that knot, realizing that something about that relationship has been holding you back from sort of discovering your path to your future, to your superabundance. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be a relationship, but it feels like it might be. Okay. Now, someone in your life they're a bird person, right? They do bird watching, or they're very interested in birds and that sort of thing. Maybe they have birds as pets, something like that, right? But the bird, any bird, I think is a big deal. I don't know if it's you or if it's someone close to you, but I feel like a lot of birds around for some reason. The Eon or Judgment card up here. This is that portal. This is that doorway. We're going to do a Divine Doorway affirmation card or oracle card, whatever you want to call it. And this is a doorway that you can see what's on the other side, but it's difficult to go through. So it's different than some of our other doorway cards, right? Some of the doorway cards, it might be sort of easy to get across the threshold, but we don't know what's over there. So there's kind of that scary fear about going in. This one is a scary fear, but for a different reason. We can see what's waiting for us, but we know it's going to be kind of a tight fit. We know it's kind of going to hurt going through. Okay, so difficult, but in a different way than our other doorway cards. Destiny. One door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. See, the star card's all about your destiny. We're talking about opening a door, closing another, and letting the plans of destiny unravel. Unravel true. Unravel the way they're supposed to, right? Which is over here, unraveling this knot. And of course, the Ace of Swords is all about truth, right? Clarity. And I think we need to cut the cord and be free, essentially, rather than being stuck. See, this energy here is stuck. Fixed air with the attachment to the memory, right? Something from the past with the Three of Swords. So it feels like something maybe from, something with a parent or a maternal energy or something related to childhood. I'm also seeing a lot of silver jewelry. I don't know what the jewelry is about or what it's for. But it could be something from childhood. It could be something that you still have that belonged to somebody else or something like that. There's also a dog in your life. I don't know whose dog it is. But let's talk about the Nine of Wands in the future position. Now, first of all, this card is strength. This card is confidence. This card is your ability to endure the difficulty and the pain and the heat of going through this doorway, right? Because of your connection with the subtle psychic energy, because really of the star card. Okay, this is kind of, in some ways, this is the magician's wand, but this is you being that clear channel of spirit. Okay, this is the willpower, the strength, the resolve that is born of us through our magician energy. When we become the magician, this is the strength and commitment of the magician. The magician can stand like that for hours, days, right? Won't move a muscle. I guarantee it. You watch it all day, that card's not going to move. Because there's this commitment, because it is that clear channel of the divine energy coming through the star light, right? The divine realm. It gives you that resolve, that perseverance, that steadfastness, that tenacity. Yeah. And the Queen of Wands, I think, is kind of talking, it's a mixture of water and fire, right? So I think it really does have to do with the will and sort of the effort to drop this anchor, to untie this knot. Okay, and it's something that it's going to be an emotional thing for you, but you know that it's something for the best. Now, again, I don't mean that you've got to break up with somebody or never talk to mom again or anything like that, but to release yourself from that emotional tie is a difficult thing. All right. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, and it helps out the channel. I really do appreciate that. The channel needs all the help it can get, to be honest with you. I don't like to talk so much about that, but the algorithm and YouTube and everything, it doesn't seem to be favoring tarot readers currently. So your help is greatly appreciated. All right. Anyway, enough about that. The general energy with the Three of Swords, that's your memory, right? That is that's your mind at work, reliving, remembering, thinking about something that had already happened, something that was in the past, something that maybe was here, something from childhood, something with this maybe parental figure or this mom energy. And this is now causing us some trouble, right? When we relive the past event, for all intents and purposes, as far as our body, our mind, and our heart are concerned, it's happening again. So if we're stuck reliving some painful past thing, then you're sort of re-injuring yourself. You're feeling all those feelings again. It's happening again, even though really it's not, in fact, it's something that we are reconstructing, reliving, remembering. So this is that sort of, this is that cycle that you've got to get out of. Because I feel like there's something that you keep dwelling on. That's part of that emotional tie. That's part of that anchor that you've got to really just cut loose. Because I feel that you keep going back to some event or some period of time or some person, some energy, and it's kind of causing that injury again. You're feeling all those emotions again. Okay, and I feel that's really something that needs to be jettisoned before you're able to transition into this new timeline, new dimension, new universe, this new era, next level, higher plane for yourself. Okay? And the Prince and the King of Swords are the fixed air energy. This is something that's really difficult for you to get out of. We got that card twice. So maybe when we feel like we've already gotten over it, it kind of comes back and you find yourself dwelling in that energy yet again. Like it just keeps happening. It's a cycle that keeps repeating here. Okay, I want to do an empowerment oracle card. I know we got a lot of cards on the table today, but that's okay. Empowering friendships. I select my relationships carefully and invest in them fully. I am the average of the people I spend my time with, which is very interesting. Because if we're spending all of our time in this past, I think it's somehow painful energy, emotional energy. If that's what you're spending your time with, then that's what you're going to become. Okay? So it's kind of like breaking that cycle and focusing on relationships and thoughts and, energy that is positive to you. And that's what's going to give you the speed and the velocity to get through this doorway. Of course, our final card is the adjustment card. And this is about you literally evaluating things in your life. The card kind of reminds me of an anchor, right? It's you being in charge of that judgment, that decision making. You are the sword of justice here. And if we look at this from the top down, we can see that you have to decide what is good and what is bad for you, what is necessary and what is not, what you're keeping and what you're jettisoning. Okay? It's your decision. You are determining the value of everything in your life. You're not judging something's intrinsic value. You're not saying what's good for me or good for them, but what's good for you. It's a relative evaluation, okay? And that then requires this Ace of Swords, this sword of justice, to cut that anchor, to cut that tie, to move this energy around, to say, no, we're not going to go back there again. We're not stuck in that thought process or in that belief. Okay? Again, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a belief about life, a belief about yourself. You've got to decide with everything. This is kind of in a real-time interface with the world. And in every moment, you're making value judgments. In every moment, you're determining what is good and not good for you. Not for me or for them, but for you. Okay? This is your higher discernment. Everyone says, yeah, we shouldn't judge. We shouldn't judge. Let's not judge. Don't be judgmental. We all are judgmental people. Humans are judgmental. We sort of, and maybe there's just a trick of the language here because maybe you don't want to be mentally judging people, right? Judge, mental. I know that maybe is a stretch. We don't want to be mentally judging people, but we want to be judging everything from that higher discernment, from that place of wisdom and enlightenment. Okay? And to know that we're not judging anything's intrinsic value, but its relative value to us at this point in my life, on this path, at this point in my path. I got to say yes and no to things. You've got to be able to judge. Okay? Otherwise, you're just kind of accepting whatever happens and things are steamrolling right over you. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I want to see what's on the other side of this doorway. Not that we need any more cards here, but we got to know. right? I think this is going to be something profound. 6, 9, 10 of cups. Maybe the chariot. I don't feel it's the chariot. Maybe it'll be the 9 or 10 of pentacles. Maybe the wheel of fortune. But it's the life, maybe the empress, right? It's the life that's waiting for you through this doorway. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we got. Yes, the 9 of cups. This is superabundance, right? This is satisfaction, fulfillment, and abundance literally on every plane of your being. Physical and financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, right? Abundance is the 3 of cups. Now we got 3 plus 3 plus 3. We've got all levels of being. Okay, this is the happiness that keeps on happening. This is the love that keeps on loving. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. The life that keeps on living. Okay, so this is really not so much a place, not so much an achievement, not a destination, not an object that you attain, but a way of life. It's not really what you're doing, but how and why you're doing it. Now in this very, very fulfilling and satisfying energy. This is really good. This is literally the superabundance card. So I feel like you truly are discovering your path to superabundance. We're going to go ahead and discover the extended reading. If you want to stick around for it, there's a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It is free and it helps the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.